Celebrities in the basement, the place to be. Karen Wilder Martin on your TV. Politics, drama, music, sports, arts. Favorite celebs, climbing the charts. First-hand info on the live. Careers, next projects on the rise. Come visit Karen every week. Never know who's in the hot seat. Celebrities in the basement is the place to be. You got Karen Wilder Martin on your TV screen. Celebrities in the basement is the place to be. You got Karen Wilder Martin on your TV.
I'm Karen Wilder Martin, and welcome to Celebrities in the Basement. This evening's guest was one of the first DJs out of Philadelphia to be signed as an artist to a major independent record label, and that label, Tommy Boy / Warner Brother Records. Help me welcome the original DJ Finesse. DJ Finesse, welcome. The name. Where did the name DJ Finesse come from?
Well, I was known to be kind of smooth with the ladies when I was a young guy. I was 11, 12 years old. And I was a lot better looking then, you know, and I was just smooth with the girls, you know, and somebody just said, that boy got finesse. Right. You know, so then my father, he used to laugh. He said, where'd you get a name like that from? Isn't there a shampoo out like that or something?
Yes, it was, yes. Now, did you really know what the word meant when someone said to you,
I actually went and looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked it up and it said smooth.
Yes.
In the way that you do things, you know, and I said, okay, I'm smooth, you know.
Yes.
So that's why I came with it.
Now, one of the first DJs out of Philadelphia to be signed as an artist, how did that happen?
Well, actually that happened overnight. A friend of mine came to my house. He dropped off a tape. He said, we go to the studio tomorrow.
Right.
We went to the studio. The next day, I had put everything together that night. I was on the B side of the record. The other DJ, he was removed from the whole deal. And, you know, he just wasn't playing his part. So they came to me. We went in the studio the next day and we cut a record. Wow. And it was most of that record was based on what I created overnight.
Yes.
You know,
wow, that's amazing. Now, as a DJ, now you worked with legendary DJs. I mean, DJ Cash Money, Jazzy Jeff. I mean, let's talk about some of those experiences that you've had with those particular DJs, as well as your mentor, DJ Groove.
Yes. Well, where we started with DJ Groove?
Yeah, sure.
Well, when I was 12, I went to DJ Groove. And I begged him to teach me how to spin. Because I used to see him out in the driveway spinning, you know, everybody's crowded around. And I'm sitting there, I was like, wow, I want to learn how to do that, you know. And I begged him, and he just laughed at me. So the last time I begged him, he said, all right, come on, let's go. He took me in his house and he showed me how to spin. And it just took off from there. By the time I was 15, I was sharp.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
I was sharp enough where I thought I could deal with DJ Cash Money. Then Cash was maybe about 19, and he was going by another name, or he was known as another name, DJ Lightbright. Okay. This is when he was making his transition, from what I understand, from DJ Lightbright to DJ Cash Money.
Okay, okay.
And I went out to Penwood High School out there in Yadin, and the battle was set up through word of mouth. And I went out there, and it parted like the Red Sea when I walked in that gymnasium. But everybody knew who I was because I had already started dealing with I left Philadelphia and went outside of Philly because I wasn't getting no play here in Philadelphia, you know. So I went to the suburbs, Darby, Yadin, Sharon Hill, yes. Darby Township, period, Ridley Township. Yes. And they showed me a lot of love, you know. So it was either Cash or it was either DJ Finesse. But Cash was the man, you know. And I went out there, we battled, and it was never talked about ever Cash. Yes. He doesn't run.
Oh, of course not.
Because he's been all over the world now, 300 times.
Cash, you know you remember that, right? We're going to get some footage of that and play and show and bring his memory back.
Yeah. But Cash put something on me, though.
Yes.
He sent me home, but not with my tail between my legs.
Right.
Yeah, he sent me home.
Now, let's talk about the fact that you are now out of retirement after 15 years.
Yes.
What made you go into retirement, first of all, 15 years ago?
Life. Well, actually, it's 19 now.
19.
But I retired for 15 years. I've been back in the game for 4.
Yes.
Just life in general. You know, DJs weren't making any money. I had to work. You know, I was in college. You know, I was like DJing while I was in college. I was a campus DJ, Cheney University.
Yes.
But you know, just life. You know, where you got to stand on your own 2 feet.
Yes.
You know, and I just didn't have time for it anymore. You know, it was really, it was doing a job on me, trying to work and DJ, and so I chose to work.
And now, 4 years ago, you decided to come back.
Yes.
How has that transition been for you?
Well, when I discovered the new technology, I said, I don't want that. I want to stick with my vinyl. And then when I actually encountered the technology, Serato, which almost every DJ uses now,
Yes.
it just changed the game. And when I actually had the opportunity to use it, I was like, this is like spinning vinyl. That's what people kept telling me, but I didn't believe them.
Right, yes.
You know, I said, I'm going to keep it as real as I can. But when I had the opportunity to use Serato, it came out just as easy as vinyl came out.
And so the transition initially was tough because you were being stubborn, but once you decided to do it, it was a pretty smooth transition because now you don't have to lug hundreds of albums around.
I love
right?
technology.
Yes.
I embrace technology.
Yes.
Yeah, technology is beautiful now. And a lot of people think that it's not the same, but it operates exactly the same.
I personally, I was confused on how can it possibly be the same when you're not actually spinning vinyl versus, you know what I mean, using the computer, what have you. But the sound is just
as long
clear.
as you control the vinyl just like you control it on a normal record. You know, it's beautiful.
And we actually have some footage of you DJing at several events. So let's take a moment to take a look at some of the footage that we have. DJ Finesse. Like you said, where it all started.
All started here in Philadelphia.
Yes. How was that transition for you, being back at the Plateau?
Well, it brought back a lot of memories. And we couldn't get on the rooftop like we used to. But we did it in front of the rooftop. And that was maybe my second or third year after getting back into the game. Those first 2 years I spent trying to sharpen my skills back to where they were when I was 19. Because when I was 19, I was on fire. But even now, I'm not up to where I want to be, you know, but I'm working on that. You know, but that was a good experience because I just blacked out. I just went into the zone.
Right,
You know, and it felt good. You know, everybody thought I did a great job, you know, and it was a pat on my back, I guess.
Absolutely. Now, let's go back to the DJ battles. Do you remember your first battle that you won?
Yes.
And who was it with, and what was that experience like?
Well, it was a battle on the radio, number one.
Okay.
As far as everybody being able to hear or see, it was with a guy, his name was Don. He's a guy I grew up with. And it basically happened on WHAT with DJ Bobby Khan.
Okay,
this was after Lady B. When she left the scene, Bobby Khan took over WHAT. And it was a high school check-in. And I said I was Winfield's finest DJ, and DJ Don said he was Winfield's finest DJ. So Bobby Khan said, okay, let's have a battle.
Yes.
He said, send in your tape, and we'll have a 5-day stretch I sliced him out 3 days out of 5.
Okay, yes.
You know, so I shut him down. We're
Yes.
still friends. You know, but that was my first win where I was crowned a Prince of Scratch.
Yes.
Out of Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember your loss and your first loss and who that was against?
My first loss was with DJ Cash Money. I can admit that I lost that battle. But like I said, I didn't have my tail between my legs when I was done.
Yes.
You know, that was an experience.
Uh-huh.
You know, I wanted to battle a real DJ.
Yes. That was the battle in Yadin.
Yes.
At Penwood. Kept in contact with the DJs that you battled 19 years ago?
Yes. Actually, the battle with Cash was more than 19 years ago. I was 15.
Okay, yes.
I'm not going to tell you how old I am, though, but I saw Cash last Saturday.
Okay.
We went to Grand V, one of Philadelphia pioneers, his funeral. We went to his repast.
Yes. Oh, okay.
And Cash showed up, and you know, we all just represented for Grand V. Grand V, rest in peace, brother.
Oh, God bless. Yes, yes. Now, let's talk about the Scanner Boys. For those true hip hop fans, they remember the dance group, the Scanner Boys.
Yes.
Let's bring some memory back to your fans.
When I was 15, I was DJing at Lamberton High School, and the Scanner Boys were there, and they were dancing. And when I started spinning, they were like, "We need that guy."
Yes.
So, you know, they embraced me, you know, and we did a few gigs or whatever, not too much. And then Disco Dave, out of the group, he said, "We're going to cut a record. We want you to spin on this record." So I thought he was just playing, you know, but we got together and we went into the studio. Bobby Kahn produced the record.
Yes.
And it didn't come out as good as I would have liked it to. But it could have been a hit if it was done differently. The idea was there. It was called Hit That Funky Beatbox White, but we had a white guy who could do the human beatbox.
Yes.
And no white guys were doing human beatbox back then.
Right.
You know, so we had something. We just didn't know. You know, we were young. You know, we really didn't know the business like that or what it really took to get a hit record out there.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, so.
Now, that happened prior to you being signed as an artist, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And so once you were signed as an artist.
Well, it's
Tommy
a greater
Boy,
yeah, it's a greater
Warner
feeling.
Brothers.
It's a greater feeling now because I looked at the people who surrounded me.
Yes.
Actually, at Tommy Boy Records, Queen Latifah was standing right there with us.
Yes.
You know, and I'm looking at where she's at now.
Yes.
I stood right beside this woman and signed a contract.
Yes, yes.
You know, and De La Soul, Stetsasonic,
Yes.
Naughty by Nature, Africa Bambaataa.
Oh, wow, yes.
You know,
yes.
so Tommy Boy had a lot of artists who did very well. You know, but things didn't work out with Tommy Boy. No love lost. You know, but actually that record still gets played overseas. It was called "I Got a Good Thing," and the Urban Sound Surgeon is the track that I spin on.
Yes.
And they use a lot of lyrics. They use them and make them logos on T-shirts now because the lyrics were dope.
Yes.
You know, the lyrics were real dope. And they actually use them as logos on shirts overseas now.
Okay. Now, right now in DJ Finesse.
I'm proud of my child, my baby girl. Number one, that's my pride and joy. I'm glad that I got back into the scene. I'm glad that people still recognize me. I can go anywhere. I don't care where it is, and somebody will know who I am.
Yes.
At least one person.
Yes.
And you know, whoever I'm with, they'll say, "I can't take you nowhere."
Right.
Without somebody knowing you.
Yes.
You know? And then when I stepped back into the game, and I started, you know, going to places where other DJs were at, you know, gatherings of other DJs like Hunting Park.
Yes.
Every Sunday they do it out in Hunting Park, and everybody knew me. And I hadn't been in the game for a long time.
Yes.
You know, but it's a good feeling to be back in the game.
So Celebrities in the basement, the place to be. Karen Wilder Martin on your TV. Politics, drama, music, sports, arts. Favorite celebs, climbing the charts. First-hand info on the live. Careers, next projects on the rise. Come visit Karen every week. Never know who's in the hot seat.